Excerpt number 6 from Noam Elimelech, Likutei Shoshana. One must always pray for his friend, as one cannot do much for himself, but one does not deliver oneself from imprisonment, but when asking for his friend, he is answered quickly.
Why? Well, first of all, a person is close to himself. If he's in his ego and this is his entire nature, he doesn't have two forms of nature, to receive and to bestow, but only one, to receive, in all kinds of different forms, whichever way he can turn things around. So obviously he cannot ask for himself to get out of his nature. Therefore, and also the point in his heart, it doesn't pull him to get out of himself, because the point in his heart is a point that comes from connection. I'm emphasizing it again. It's not just a point that belongs to the will to receive. It is a point that is from the Kli that was there before. Therefore, it is a point from the will to bestow that was revealed, and it was working and shining in the connection between the different parts in Adam HaRishon, that to begin with were created in the form of the right connection between them. However, on the degree of Nefesh Ruach Neshama, without Chaya and Yechida, this is considered that he was born circumcised only with Galgal Ta'inayim. Therefore, the plea turning to the point and working with the point, it is actually work on connection. Because the spark that shines, it is the surrounding light that shines towards that point of connection that existed and was working in Adam HaRishon, at least in Galgal Ta'inayim, and it departed. Therefore, one can pray for his friend, for connection with his friend, but not for himself, that I will get out of my ego. That will only end up being a lie and would even cause distancing from the goal. This is why Noam Elimelech writes, one must always pray for his friend, as one cannot do much for himself, for one does not deliver oneself from imprisonment. But when asking for his friend, he is answered quickly. That is, relatively quickly, of course. A person who tries to establish correctly his request for the friend can advance through that, because for that he truly has inside of himself shimo and power. That is, the spark that comes to him from the spiritual Kli it doesn't pull us to rise above our ego to the quality of bestowal. It is a part of the Kli that was there before. It can only bring us to a prayer for connection. For connection. Therefore, each one should pray for his friend. And thus, one works on the other's desire, and the other works on his desire until they are all answered. This is why it was said, Israel are Arevim, responsible and also sweet for one another. Where Arevim means also sweetness, as they sweeten for each other by the prayers that they pray for one another, and by this they are answered. So only in such a way can each help his friend, no one can help himself. So each one asks for his friend, so that his friend will succeed, that I connect to him in such a way, I support him, And by that, I seemingly push him forward towards the quality of bestowal. And myself, by asking, as it says somewhere else, I am answered first. But this is how we have to arrange our request. So, what does it mean to pray for one's friend? Go ahead.